All right. I think I gave it enough time to get the stream going. Hello, everybody. Officially back, and I'm very, very, very excited. He's alive. Yes, I am alive. I'm alive, and I'm streaming myself drawing. I'm very excited. And just in general, happy to kind of reintegrate myself. Long time no see. Thank you. So just to the side, this is everything that's coming from Twitch, but we're trying something new with Restream, which allows us to stream to different platforms, YouTube and X, and we'll probably add to the list as we keep going, but we're going to start it there. And it's really cool to see that where everybody is watching this from. I can see it on my end. There's a lot of people on X, and it's pretty cool, actually. If you're chilling on X, feel free to give like a waving emote. But if you want to lurk, you can stay lurking. Lurkers are the backbone of streaming. So yeah, and YouTube is cool too. You know, if I can figure out how to put everyone over here, I think I'll do that. But it was easiest to just do it with Twitch. And with Twitch, you get the fun emotes. And so that's sort of why I did it. I think it's very in sync. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I'm also figuring out the delay, and I'm having some of the team kind of give me a heads up on how that is. So anyways, without further ado, thank you everyone for joining. It's really cool to see everyone still here, to be on stream again, and to get drawing, because really big part of this is that I've always wanted to stream. It's been something I did before Cool Cats, and I tried to do. But, you know, now I'm finally at a stage where I feel like I can do it again. And I teased it in the past that I was going to stream again, but I didn't want to stream unless I knew I could stick to a schedule, which is why it took a while. But now I know I can stick to the schedule. And I'm really excited about that, because streaming is all about consistency. And so starting off with 2 days a week, we'll see how that goes at first. And then kind of like ramp it up from there. Stream on Abstract, that's definitely something we talked about. I'm not quite sure if it integrates with Restream that well, but I'm definitely going to look into it, because more platforms the better. But we're starting off with 3. And so to keep myself on a fun schedule, I thought it would be fun to do like segments to start off, when we're going to experiment with different like stream themes. And so today's theme is Luck of the Draw. And then Thursday's stream is Artie's Workshop. And I'll get to Artie's Workshop on Thursday and describe what that's all about. But for today, we are doing Luck of the Draw. And Luck of the Draw is kind of something silly that I came up with to just get myself like a topic to draw, something to draw. And basically all it is, and I'll show this up closer in a sec, but I have this list of basically character combinations, 1 through 20. So like 9 is Chugs, but then you have like 18, which is Chugs, Sage, and Milo. And so it basically takes all the characters from the Milk Chug, and I just put them on a list. And what I'm going to do is roll this D20, and whatever it lands on is what we're drawing for the day. And to kind of take it one step further, we're then going to take the word of the day from Webster, and that will sort of be the like theme that I have to stick within, that the characters are doing. And this is something I'm actually encouraging anyone watching, if they want to join in on the drawing on your end. That'd be really fun. You know, you can just do the dice roll and, you know, let that be your theme. But I liked doing the word of the day because it kind of just makes it more interesting. And at least for me, it kind of is like, okay, here's the characters and here's what they're doing. And so you can share, if you're going to, feel free to share hashtag CC luck of the draw. That way I can see it, because I'd love to see it as well. Yeah, we like words. Exactly. And so another thing I'm testing out on stream, and I've done some of the testing for this like behind the scenes, but I'm not really going to know how successful it is until I do it live on stream. But this is something I've wanted to do for a very long time. And that is draw with pencil and paper. I like digital drawing and all, but like my heart is with pencil and paper. I feel like it's easier to draw with pencil and paper. It's, you know, you can use, you're not like dependent on Command Z or being able to move things around. You sort of just have to go with the flow and figure it out. And I'm just more confident with pencil and paper. And so, yeah, I'm like curious how this is gonna go, because I was gonna show this as well. I don't know if you all remember when I was doing sticky notes every day, but it's like, let's see how this shows up on stream. But like, you know, I have like loads of sticky note drawings that I love. I love just drawing physically, you know. Oh wait, I know I saw Mo in here earlier. Oh wait, that must have been Sheepy. You know, it's just fun to do it this way, and we won't be drawing on sticky notes, but I do want to bring back the sticky notes time mode, but I'm hoping that the stream sort of is that for us. Yeah, there's me, there's Mo, Sheepy, and I like all of you are here, and I love it as well. And I know JL, I saw you here. Your sticky note, now that I can say it on stream, this was one of my favorite ones. And so like this is a prime example of why I want to get back to just drawing with pencil and paper. Is like the glasses and I just loved how this looked. So this was a personal favorite of mine. And then like, you know, the shading and stuff is fun. So anyways, we'll eventually come back to this, but I have them all saved in this sticky notebook. Feels like Blue's Clues with this little like square notebook. But yeah, it's so much fun. Let's put that over here before I get messy. My desk is like very dialed in for all of this. But anyways, so this is the list of characters that I was talking about. And actually, before I start, what's up everybody from YouTube? There's a lot of people rolling in from YouTube, and that's really cool to see. So what's up everybody? Thank you for joining. It's cool to see where you're chiming in from. It's like really good data for us to know. So this is the character, the Milk Chug characters D20 list. And I actually made this a long time ago. And you can even see I did one roll back at the end of 2024. Unless I wrote this, anyways, I don't know if I wrote this as an American date or European. So it was either December or not. But anyways, so 1 to 20, and I'm gonna make a better list of this. I really I wanted to show off my handwritten one that I did forever ago. But basically we're gonna do a roll, and we're gonna have to roll, we're gonna have to draw whatever characters I roll, and then we're gonna have the word of the day, which today is furtive. And you know, I wanted to do the word of the day so it makes it kind of easier for me to draw something. I don't have to just be like, cool, I'm drawing Artie and Joe. What are they doing? And I have to like answer that. At least I have like a word to go off of. And then second to that, it expands our vocabulary on stream. You know, we get to learn a word once a week. So furtive, for anyone who doesn't know, describes something that is done in a quiet and secret way to avoid being noticed. So essentially being sly. That's what furtive is. And so whatever we're doing, you know, these characters are going to probably be like sneaking around. Oh, furtive. Actually, that's so brilliant. That worked out too well. Every day I've been looking at the word of the day and I've been like, whew, glad that wasn't the word today. Because that's definitely going to happen at some point where the word is not that fun to draw. And so we'll see. So without further ado, we need to know what character we're drawing. And this was another reason I wanted to have the stream, the physical stream, was so I could do a dice roll on stream. And so hopefully I'll land this in the middle of the screen, but here we go. So I'm gonna move it. So we rolled a 14. And 14, oh, easy. It's Blue Cat and Chugs. Can't make that up. First stream, just Blue Cat and Chugs. The OGs. So we're doing Blue Cat and Chugs, and the theme is furtive. So they need to be doing something secret, sly. So maybe just one of them are. Maybe both of them are. And so now we're in the brainstorming stage. We really think of what to do. So if Blue Cat and Chugs are trying to be sly, I'm like, can it be in the milk chug? What's Chugs trying to do? Blue Cat doesn't normally wear shoes, but I'm like, Chugs could be like secretly tying his shoes to trip him over, or trying to think. Well, actually, so if we used it in a sentence, oh, I just realized I can't scroll on here because it messes up the on screen. Diamond heist, cookie heist. Ooh, I like where that's going. Chug stole his pencil. Actually, I could see that one too. He's like running away with it. Blue Cat playing poker, but Chugs is handing cards under the table. Also, what's up, everybody from YouTube? Once again, there's a lot of you showing up. Replace pencil with something else. Yeah, I'm like... Well, and this is where the brainstorm starts. So we're doing Blue Cat and Chugs, and the word is furtive. So doing something sly. So the other fun part about this is I'm going to do a bunch of like doodle drawings before we probably do like the drawing. Typically, that's just how I brainstorm these things. And so let's see. First, let's draw Blue Cat and Chugs. And usually when I'm drawing these characters on pencil and paper, it is very basic. I'm doing like basic shapes. So like this would be Blue Cat. And then this would be Chugs down here. And so if Chugs was running away, he could be running away with his coffee, but that's not sly. He's got to be doing something like behind his back. He's just got it like a giant hammer. Gonna bop him on the head. I thought I had an idea earlier today. Okay. Sorn. I actually really like comment on X, so you can't see it on stream. Blue Cat is Sherlock and Chugs is Dr. Watson tailing a criminal. I do kind of like that. I kind of like the theme of it being like almost literal. They're secretly drinking tea. Ooh, you can see like a little tea bag coming out. Chugs is swapping out Blue's creamer with what? Okay. Let me I drew them here, but now I'm gonna erase them. Now I'm kind of like I think I'm stuck on the Sherlock theme. All right. I'm really happy to see the camera is not shaking as I'm erasing. I had a whole different setup at first for this, and the camera was just constantly shaking, and I was like, "There's no way people are gonna want this on stream." Yeah, they could be tailing Kira. That's what I was thinking too. Elementary, my dear Blue. Chugs is made of creamer. Okay, so I kind of like the idea of I kind of want like Blue is gonna have like one of those like bubble pipes, and then he's got to have the hat that has the bill on both sides, but it needs ears, and so he'll be like looking down. And his arm will be right there. And his other arm is going to be holding the pipe. And then Chugs. Yeah, Chugs needs the mustache. Why did I think of the Sherlock with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly? That's funny. So Chugs, actually, he needs to be more at an angle here. So let's give him a... So Chugs is, let's see if that's Chugs' mustache. And then I wanted Chugs to have, like, a magnifying glass. Let's see, like that. And then, like... I'm not going to give him a hat because he's got the mustache. And then there's got to be like footsteps on the ground. Oh, cool. I like Restream like updates me on like stats. I'm glad that doesn't show up on stream. But all right, Taima, you said we talk about Chugs real quick. I feel like he has a Kool-Aid Man dilemma. Yeah, he just bursts into the room. I forget like how Sherlock even looks. Like what does he wear? I feel like he wears like a vest. Okay, but now that I kind of have this drawing, I can kind of like finalize it a little bit more. Where's Brian? British. That's how he is. It's a coat? Okay, is it like a pea coat, I'm guessing. So now I have to think about how he's gonna draw that pea coat. Oh, we got a Zava in the chat? What's up? Hey, Sterl, what's up? Happy to see you made it. I think the biggest challenge of doing this drawing is like usually I'm like this close to the page when I'm drawing because my eyesight is so bad. And so now I'm having to like sit up straight, which is good for me. This is like a good thing to learn. Because I totally have that like goblin posture when you're like, you know, when you're playing video games. I think it's the other thing I miss about I'm digitally drawing. I actually really like erasing things. Just like it's the superior Command Z. It's why I'll be drawing Chugs. And I'm like, why doesn't he look like Chugs? And then you put the cow spots on. And you're like, okay. He needs that. Control Z, yeah. What if I just like draw a Control Z? I can like act like I'm clicking it. Yeah, furtive. Yeah, that's what we were saying. It's like, what a perfect word of the day. It just works too well. And I rolled Blue Cat and Chugs, which is crazy. Any tips for us drawing along? Take your time. You do not need to, like, I'm kind of trying to take it a little bit slower. So if anyone drawing along doesn't feel like they have to keep up to a certain pace. But I would love if anyone's drawing along. Either you're drawing the same thing or your own version of furtive with Blue Cat and Chugs. Or maybe you have your own D20 and did your own roll. Which I also think is cool. Tutorials on how to draw, but yeah, I love being able to explain it on stream. I'm not very good over text. I've been told when I had to describe things. I'm much more of a visual person. Alright, I hope that looks like a magnifying glass. Cool. Chugs looks great. Chugs is easy. I think that's why I started there first. Alright, now we gotta draw Blue Cat, which is a little bit more involved. So, we kind of have the base here, but really not much to find. Definitely interesting seeing how the art is made in real time. Yeah, it's like, to me that's why I like doing the pencil and paper, because it's so like at its core of what the drawing is. And I have my scanner ready, so we could scan this in and finish it digitally, which is very much a possibility for today. All right, I know he wears a pea coat, but I think I'm gonna give Blue Cat like a vest and rolled up sleeve. We'll see how this goes. I could change my mind. It's supposed to be a belt. Alright. Well, it's supposed to be a crease. Okay, wait, he needs like the button, and then he needs like the square. Yeah, that looks a little bit more like a vest. Alright, so this part of the body is cutting off his arm. His arm is... Yeah. Oh, man! The fire alarm is going off, of course. Like, do I evacuate? Okay, it stopped. Dude. Oh my gosh. I was wondering what would happen today. I was like, something has to happen today. That's so funny. Okay, we're back. We're so back. Could you hear it over? Like, I'm just like curious audio wise. Could you like hear it in the mic? Yeah, okay. Well, we definitely heard it. That was so loud. Okay, it was loud for y'all. I'm sorry. Oof. What a day. That doesn't happen like often. I live in an apartment building. Anyways, we're back. We're so back. Yeah, always drama. It's never it's never an easy thing. Yeah, now our cats are scared. Oh. Okay, well, Blue Cat needs to be... He's gonna be walking behind. Ooh, I can, like, still hear the ringing. Yeah, stream snipers. They're trying to... They know where I live. And they pulled the fire alarms. Oh my god, I can actually still hear the ringing in my ears. Wait, I feel like he can't... Blue Cat can't be barefoot. He needs to have, like, dress shoes on. And so this is kind of why I do the drawing. Oh my... It was just one. It was just one beep. Ow, dude. Woo! Okay. Anyways, we're so back. Good to know. I'm gonna write that one down. Fire alarm can happen. Okay, so dude, one thing I need to get better at are legs. Those are not the legs I'm going with, but start there. because there's a good chance we're going to draw this again. And it has, I actually should have tested this on stream, but I have like a light table that I've had for like 10 years. Actually, probably way more than 10 years. But that's typically how I do things when I draw, is I like trace it a few times. I get the gist of it down like I'm doing now. Let me erase all of this. Yeah, Kira's out here trying to stop the stream. All right, he's blowing bubbles. Like his thumb would be right there. This blue cat head. Oh wait, he needs the ears. I did the exact same thing the first time. Okay, this hat needs some fixing. So the problem is, let's do this. All right, I needed a separate window. I need to know what Sherlock looks like. It's been a while, and I only know the Benedict Cumberbatch one from recently. Oh right, it's got the thing that like ties up here. Okay, so this is where we redraw. I think we kind of have the concept down. Actually, can I just shift this over? Maybe I'll just here. Yeah, I'll keep both on stream and then we'll do a retrace. The building is just late on the stream alert. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's oh, I guess Chugs needs like a bowler hat too. Now that I'm looking at a reference. It needs like, okay, there's a lot I want to shift here. So we are going to start on a new page. All right, but we got the idea. All right, so starting fresh now. This time I'm going to draw the ground so that they're actually on the same level. Perlock Holmes and Chugson. Yeah, exactly. I'll just write that. Okay, so that's what we're drawing. Okay, so now we're going to start with the basic shapes again. So these are Chugs' feet. Although I feel like Chugs needs to be more angled because he has like the hourglass and he's like looking on the ground. Hey, what's up, Andrew? How's it going? It's really cool to like this is our first time using Restream. It's really cool to see where everyone's coming from, what platform. All right, so these will be Chugs' legs. I had to redo those legs. Maybe I start with the body. It needs one. Since he's looking through the magnifying glass, he needs like a gigantic eye. I just want to give him eyebrows, so I'm going to make him like a little angy. That way it also kind of like connects the eye and the magnifying glass with his actual eye. Do I prefer pencil and paper to something digital like Procreate? Absolutely. Yeah, I'd definitely prefer pencil and paper more. At least for getting the idea out. But we'll probably do it on stream, whether it's today or another day. But finishing something like completely physical. So I would bring out the light table and actually like trace it with pen. And then the one thing I did learn, and I learned this very early on, that I think my favorite method is to do all of the line work on pencil and paper, and then pen by tracing it, and then scanning that in and coloring digital. That's sort of like, not to cut away, but that like, if you saw the thumbs up cat and the other cat I drew, was like kind of my first post back. Those were pen and then colored digitally. And I just think it has such a cool look to it. So I probably will be doing more of that. And another thing on this stream, just now that I'm kind of like talking about it, I kind of started off super basic, and planned to just like gradually upgrade the stream, like all the visuals and stuff, but doing all of those upgrades on stream as well. So like you'll be seeing me create the things that will eventually go on stream. Also Stubby, thank you for subscribing. 26 months. Thank you. I owe you something for keeping that subscription alive for so long. I appreciate it. So if Chugs was wearing a bowler hat, kind of like has like a, it's like kind of like a cowboy hat, but then just a little bit more subtle. Yeah, he's got the crown cat on. So actually that's another thing I want to update, are all the Twitch badges for subscribers. They're just a little outdated. I feel like they could be a lot cooler. So that'll be something we'll eventually do on stream. Okay, so the bowler hat kind of needs to go like straight up first, and then around. Jeej, thank you for subscribing. For 38 months? Yeah, I know we personally left that one on, and I just forgot about it. That's okay, now you got 38 months. Since 2020? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got really into streaming in 2020 specifically. And I remember trying so many different setups to get it to work. And I got like a Surface book, like the laptop book. And the screen got so hot while I was streaming that like it actually felt like it was burning my hand. It was crazy. Okay. Bowler hat Chugs actually is pretty successful here. I'm gonna give him like another cow spot here, so it almost looks like hair. Cool. And if so, it's like things when I'm drawing with pencil and paper. Like I would take this hat and lower it a little bit. I would like adjust it a little bit in digital. And so that's why I love getting the idea out on pencil and paper and then like making those adjustments after the fact. Also, Timo, thanks for the gifted sub. You just started a hype train. Jeej, you gifted one too. It's funny because Jeej is just sitting over there. Give me one. Oh, Yakobe. Glad you made it. Happy to see you here. Okay, so now that we Chugs was the easy part, and I actually kind of want to pull this out again for myself, but all right, let's get that back in frame. Okay, so this is the sketch that we had drawn, and Blue Cat was looking a little derpy, in my opinion. And so that's now I'm gonna have as a reference over here. All right, I gotta start with his legs. Man, I want to get so much better at drawing legs. I'm just such a cartoon guy at heart. It's like everything's so flat. Hey, pumped to see the animated emotes are working. Whoa, Link with the 5. Okay, so thank you for the 5 gifted. I didn't set up the gifted notification because I was like, surely no one's gonna be gifting subs. Thank you to everyone who is gifting subs. Yeah, he's going crazy out here. Okay, so let's draw these legs. He's just kind of gonna have the basic, like, no, this foot needs to be out. So yeah, I always draw things as kind of like stick figures at first, and then, you know what, maybe Blue Cat isn't leaned over, kind of had him. Maybe he's like more like posture, like smoking the pipe. Link, oops, my bad, I didn't mean to. Sure. Okay. I actually like the idea of Blue Cat being more like he's got his eyes closed. He like doesn't care. He's just thinking about it, you know, with his bubble pipe. Oh wait, it has to be a Sherlock pipe, right? You know? It is an iconic one. And he's blowing bubbles. Okay. So that Blue Cat head looks pretty good. Blue Cat looking inquisitive. Exactly. They're looking very furtive. So that was the thing with like the word of the day. Like I knew it would be a starting point and then it would slowly kind of like stray from it. Alright, so that'll be his hand holding it. And then, yeah. Oh, he needs a scarf. That's why. Sherlock always wears a scarf. And then he needs the pea coat. So that's going to be the hard part. But we can do it. Oh, right. He kind of has the pea coat that, like, The big collar. And it's kind of like a cape, too. Cool. I'm going to cheat here because I'm bad at drawing legs, and I'm just going to make the peacoat really long. It's a good cheat method for anyone who also sucks at drawing legs. Hide it with clothes. Alright, so now that we kind of have that, let's erase the body here. Cool. Cool. I'm liking this version of just a side by side. Oh, it's hard to do the side. That was what Blue Cat was. And then I like this version way more. It just has a better posture. It's traditionally called an Iverness cape. Ooh, I didn't know that actually. Time for mine to look like two blue. Oh wait, that would have been great actually. We might do a second drawing off of Mojave's idea. Did you guys get the hype train emote? See that Jeej did. Okay. Now I don't want to give Blue Cat the hat. I think I really like him with just his like ears out. I want to focus more on this coat. He's got the. I did want the dress shoes though. I do think the dress shoes are. Yeah, Sheepy, I agree. I think ears out is the best for Blue. It just makes him more recognizable. But Chugs, on the other hand, is, I mean, he's already a box. So it's easy to kind of recognize him. All right, I'm just going to draw the basic feet. And then we're going to kind of like sculpt it. Unless I just don't draw the shoes, but... So I did draw the shoes. That's kind of where. Yeah. I like the shoes. The hard part is the collar. The collar, because it's like kind of being hidden by the scarf. Let's give it some color or some contrast. I love Blue Cat in this drawing. Yeah, Chugs can't hide. Hey, Kaiju, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Okay, just kind of erasing. Oh man, it's taking everything inside me not to just like onto the page, like blow away all the eraser marks. I'm worried it will feed right into the mic if I do that. Okay, and then another hard part is the hand, which I think I just... Okay, that works. Cool. It's kind of like... Oh wait, I guess it would be buttoned. At least the top button. There we go. We'll figure that out. Oh, what's up? Chiming in from X. Ilya, what's up? I loved your stacking stuff. Yeah, I've always kept up with what you've been drawing. You've been killing it. It's honestly inspiring. It's always inspiring to see another artist just like constantly putting their stuff out there. Because that's, you know, drawing is one thing, but actually posting it on a regular cadence, that's the difficult part. Okay, I like where that's going. I like where that's going. Also, you can see the curses of being left-handed just smearing through everything. Okay, so here's the next question. Because this is a good sketch now. I could either trace it with pen, you know, continue on this screen, or I can scan it in and head over to the drawing tablet. I'm honestly down for either one. I haven't done the tracing everything with pen and paper on stream, but could be fun. I would pretty much just scan it. Okay, I'll do whatever Jeej says. Just kidding. But this is, oh, you can see the phone. It's like a reflection. This is the light table. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's as much as I love. Oh, okay. Actually, I think we're gonna scan it either way. But I do love what Link said on X, which is odd equals scan, even equals paper. But let's do the tablet to switch it up. Yeah, I just gotta do the roll just to see. All right, so if it's odd, we're scanning. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. Okay, so let me... I guess I can leave that on stream. I might kind of like go out of frame. But... Oh yeah, then I gotta rip this out too. That's what I'm doing. Oh, another thing. I'm just gonna tease this now. I used to do a lot of paper crafts and like cutting out shapes with paper and making illustrations that way. We're definitely, that will be a stream at some point. Because I love it. I just love the physical aspect of it. All right, so we'll do full cam for now because I got to do some scanning. And scanning does take a sec, but not too long. Just once again, thanks everyone for showing up today. Honestly, it means a lot to see familiar faces in here. And then I need to make sure my Dropbox is doing that, and then let me set up over here. I'm really close to the camera, aren't I? Cool. Alright, so that should be good. Let me move all this. And then we don't need the camera anymore. Yeah, I've just been using my phone as a way to stream. All right. I'm gonna have to figure out like the best method for this. And it's still scanning, so we're still waiting on that. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Someone asked, when you designed the mural behind you, did you share the scaled down version anywhere? Obsessed. No, I didn't actually. Although I can definitely share that. It's sort of like the just sort of the like topographic pattern that we use. But I had a lot of fun. I freehanded this. It was a lot of fun to do. Okay, so let's get the image, put it over here, save that. Okay. And then turn this on. Okay. Getting all the stuff cleaned up. Okay. So that should be good. And then let me get it pulled up before I switch screens here. What drawing tablet do I use? I use a Cintiq, Wacom Cintiq. I think it's just called that. Definitely, I highly recommend it if you're an illustrator. Although, if you're someone who doesn't want to invest a lot in, you know, digital drawing setups, where's my mouse here? iPad works great and Procreate. I'm just someone who I love Photoshop so much that it's kind of all I use to draw. Although I was using Procreate last night, actually. Procreate is great for when I have the line work finished. And then, oh, what's going on here? There we go. Okay, weird. All right, I'm just setting up Photoshop real quick. Getting the scan in. Okay. Okay, cool. Ready to switch over. There we go. I don't know if we need the word of the day anymore, but can leave it there. Okay, so cool. We are in Photoshop now. All right, so something I typically do on Photoshop, let me get this that way, cool, is Usually when I draw with pen, the method I do is first, let me rasterize this layer. So first things first, I like to kind of like cut out. Oh, I gotta take off my ring. Makes a bunch of noise. Why isn't my pen working? Huh? Well, some technical difficulties. This has actually never happened before. My like drawing pen just stopped working. Quit out of some things, I guess. Strange. Let me open something real quick. Aw, man. Yeah. Alright. Let me try it here real quick. I'm gonna go back to full cam. Yeah. Yeah, exactly what you do. Wacom is so weird sometimes. It's like I basically just have to like turn off my tablet and turn it back on. Usually seems to work. But it is weird. This has not happened before. I've had it where the screen just doesn't turn on, but usually the pen works every time. There's no battery or anything. Oh man. Well, this is gonna be an issue. So I don't quite understand what's going on here. Let me at least save this. Computer. So save it to desktop for now. All right. Sorry for the difficulties right now. We are gonna get this figured out because this is kind of silly. All right. Force quit. All right. Well, we can just chill for a sec. So I can just kind of sit here. Gotta wait for my laptop to reopen. Might be a laptop thing. I'm really not sure. Again, I've never really had this issue before. Yeah, the Wacom pen is being a little furtive right now. What's going on? We're using our words today. All right, so while we wait for that to load up, fingers crossed it works. If not, we are going to be drawing with pen and paper, which is no big deal. Cool. Yeah, open the Wacom Center and it will pop up a message about resetting the driver. Oh man, I hope I don't have to do that. Okay. Let's see here. Something happened. It's like shut off on me. Huh? It's one of those things that's funny. It's like you test it so many times before stream. And it works every time. Like, it's not even an issue. And of course, we had the fire alarm today. You always have to expect the unexpected, right? Just waiting for synchronization here. Universe said, I roll the dice. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, it should be working now. Yep, that's working. Weird. Alright, well. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the future. That would be annoying. Yeah, Link. Yeah, you test it so many times. You even had a small fire in the apartment to test the alarms. You go through all this. And you just still never expect it. Okay, we're back. We're so back. Oh, now my Photoshop reset. Oh, this is supposed to be over here. Okay. I like hiding all the menus on stream. But I can probably... Yeah, it's weird. It's like my computer just did like a full nope to me. All right, well, we're back. See you next time, Garly. Thanks for joining. Okay, so we got Watson and Chugs. Or Watson is Chugs. All right, there we go. Yeah, be right back. Updating the list of things to test before next stream, including fire in the building and furtive pens. Yeah, it's total wolf sabotage here. That's exactly what's happening. I think I need to even. You can kind of see Marshall back here. Okay, so now we get going. All right, so back to what I was talking about. Was usually the first thing I like to do when going digital from sketching is I like to just kind of cut out whatever I'm drawing, get rid of as much of like the white paper as possible. And I'm not trying to be exact, it's just a rough, you know, getting what you need out of it. Okay. And then I do Command Shift J and I put that on a new layer, hide that, put that there, and then I like to use the levels command, which is Control L. I'll bring that down here. Essentially what this does, and this is really great if you're using pen, but you essentially choose the values. You choose what you think is black and then what you want like white to be. So sometimes I'll pick like a slight gray, and then you take these sliders and you kind of like move them. That kind of makes it like easier to draw because we're about to take this and reduce the opacity like so. And so that gives us like a nice thing to trace, because that's pretty much all I do when I go to digital from sketching is just pretty much trace exactly it. Although I say that and I didn't do the another thing I like to do. So Blue Cat looks great here. Oh. Let's hide this. So see how there's still a white outline? Well, the reason I do the levels is because I pull out an eraser tool, and there's a very specific eraser tool that lets you erase a specific color. So I do black and white, and I do a tolerance of 100%, so it's either black or white, and you just erase all the white. And so now when I'm gonna like move stuff around, I'm not like chopping up bits of white that might overlap on each other. So anyways, just a little bit of knowledge there, I guess, of what I do. So first thing that stood out to me about Blue Cat was like he needs to be a little squishier. He needs to be like there. And then Chugs' hat is another thing that was bugging me. We can add white back. But I think it should be like that and a little further down. And potentially bigger. Alright, so I just like to make these small edits before I go in and do the line drawing. And then as well, just take Chugs. And I can either make him like really in front of Blue Cat or just on the same level as Blue Cat. And I think I'd rather have him like right there. All right, and then now I'll drop the opacity. And we will get started on tracing. Can you remind us of what brush you use when outlining? So I actually switched it recently. I used to use like the Cool Cats brush, which has just been a brush I created like, well, before Cool Cats. And it's really just a brush I created that sort of emulates a pen I use when I like draw physically. But now I've started using something a little smoother because I think it might look better. So like, yeah, like that. But basically, the type of brush I use doesn't need to be exactly what I use. I just use something that has 0 pressure sensitivity to it. So, you know, you can't like push in and it creates a thicker line. I just like staying the one line weight the whole time. Stash needs more definition. Oh yeah, we'll zoom in on that. But now is kind of the cozy part, in my opinion. I love tracing. Because you kind of have the idea already, and you're just fine-tuning it. Oops. Accidentally clicked the Command Z. But I think I want his like pea coat to be above the scarf. Put a button here. Actually, before I go too much further, I like to look at the line weight I'm using. And I think I do want to go use a smaller line weight. Or inversely, just increase the drawing. I think I want a thinner line weight. Alright, so well, I guess it wouldn't hurt. I can bring this with me and then just retrace it. Okay. And then now let's drop the opacity here, because I'm essentially just going to trace that over again. And let's see. Yeah, that's a lot thinner. Okay, so we're going to continue tracing this. What happened? There we go. And also curious for anyone watching who might have seen a stream in the past. I think one big thing I'm doing differently this time is showing none of the menus in Photoshop. Personally, I feel like it's just a distraction because most people don't understand it and even care to understand it. So I really wanted to make this stream like just about the drawing. I thought aesthetically it would look better if this stream just had like not much kind of like going on other than the drawing. I guess it technically needs to start from up here. I really like the one I just drew, but now I feel like I need to go back and do this one so they match a little bit better. As you can see, there's kind of like a, I'm supposed to draw a line so that they meet up the right spot. Cool. This shoulder is so wonky. Okay. So next, just kind of finish the pea coat down here. Question. I notice when you work with your pencil that you lift or flick the lead off the page. Is this the same with your stylus as a rule? Like, oh, like when I, like that? I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like, I always, whenever I erase or anything, like I have to get that out of here. Although sometimes I do that, like I brush off the eraser brushings, or like, and I end up smearing the whole drawing. It's happened so many times, and it's the worst when I do that with, if I'm drawing with pen, because at least if I smear with pencil, I can still have a chance to erase it. But when it happens with pen, it's so annoying because it's kind of like you just start over. Especially when I cared more about the ink drawings. Now let's give him a shoulder. And then elbow. Any tips for getting smooth outlines on physical mediums? My hand always ends up so shaky when I don't have Control-Z. I mean, I know this seems like such a obvious, but it's like practice, it really is. You just have to keep practicing it. But drawing slow, just like draw as slow as you want. And then actually another way of getting good at line work, I know I did this when I was like really trying to get into illustration, was I just traced a bunch of things I loved. So at the time it was like, because my brother did this and then I started to do it. He used to draw Dragon Ball Z characters and Zelda, or Link from Zelda. So you just kind of like take your favorite drawings or characters, like find the thing you want to draw like and trace it. And the reason tracing it is so good is because it kind of teaches you how the artist went about certain choices. Not always, but... And so just kind of slowly doing that. And then, like I said, going slow. I think just going slow. I actually was wanting to I was gonna leave this a secret, but I feel like I'm just gonna talk about it. Was like one thing I wanted to do on stream when I'm drawing with pen is have segments where I only draw with my offhand. So I'm left-handed, so I draw with my right hand. In an effort to get better and kind of like show people that if you practice, like, and you understand the techniques and what you need to do, like, it's achievable. If I can do it with my right hand, my offhand, anyone can do it with their dominant hand. That's at least what I think. And I want to get better at it because I just want to be ambidextrous. I want to be able to draw with both hands. I just think that's a fun little skill. Offhand is Warcraft talk. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Elu? You know, because then if you get your offhand trained, you can dual wield 2 main hand weapons, right? That's how it works. Exactly. Nice haircut, thank you. Yeah, I actually got a summer cut, and it is a little shorter than I wanted, but I'm kind of glad. I kind of have gradually been going shorter, although I think I'll always have long hair. I just like having long hair. If you dual wield, could you go pencil plus eraser or double pencil? Whoa, that's a concept. Like draw and erase at the same time. Yeah, it'll grow. That was the point, Elu. I was like, it'll grow back. It's no big deal. Ooh, that's a good looking shoe, actually. Cool. Hey! Wait, what did that say? I didn't show up on here. Thanks for the subscription. For some reason, it didn't show up on my end. Appreciate it. Enjoy the extra emotes. That's something I also want to do, is get better Twitch emotes for subscribers. Oh, it was words. Words taste weird. Thank you. I couldn't, like, on my screen, I couldn't see it. Yeah, I want to do more drawings on stream and those make it as emotes. Honestly, I'm having a lot of fun drawing with my right hand and letting those sort of be the emotes, like the thumbs up guy. They just have that level of derpiness that is super inviting. Yeah, thumbs up guy has become my entire... There he is. Yeah, there he is. Weird, it's still not showing me... Thank you, Tama. A Ducks fan, thank you. And not PCX, thank you. Thank you for the subscriptions. And Jay Sturl, I appreciate it. And Jacobi, dude, these are all rolling in at the same time. Yeah, it might be delayed. Or are these the gifted? Anyways, I appreciate it. I don't know why it's rolling in late. Oh, maybe it's because I switched screens. Because I went from drawing on paper to here. That's actually good to know. If that's the reason. And now it's showing... Oh, okay, so Elu showed up. Thanks for the gifted, Elu. To Dream Shake. This outline section is always, to me, the most peaceful. Actually, I take that back. Coloring is the most peaceful. All right, I'm cool. I'm cool with those legs. I'm like, could that one move over a little bit? Let's try. We're here. It's only the line work. So kind of what I was thinking. If I took that, which you cannot see on screen. There we go. And we went like... No, I liked it where it was. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta test things to see if you actually like it or not. Okay. Let's get the other. Arm in here. Okay. I feel like it needs a button there or something. Kind of like an elbow crease. Cool. Let me go up, out, do the thumb. Blue cat powers. Cool. Okay, so I think I need to like make this pipe a little bit more Sherlock. Let's go down. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I always forget I need to readjust the artboard here. There we go. Cool. Okay, and then let's get the scarf. I'm gonna kind of alter the scarf I had made. Kind of make it look more like... Nah, I kind of like the goofy knot in the front. It's gotta kind of make it look like it's bunched or something. Oh, that's how we'll do it. Go like this. That. Kind of have to make it look like imperfect. Yeah, actually that's starting to work. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's tied together, although I like the shape of it, but I don't like the position of it, so let's nudge that over to be more... Let's bring it down. Yeah. There's a cat under me. Okay, you can kind of see that there. lot of this will make more sense once we color it. That looks pretty good. I like that. Part of me wonders if he even needs a mouth. I kind of like it. How it is. Okay. Nice. Good ears. Let's go. Alright, now I kind of want his whiskers like pointing up. This version of Sherlock cat, he's a little nose up, if you will. Cool. Alright, I'm pretty satisfied with that blue cat. We'll come back to the mouth if we want a mouth. And time to do chugs. Yo, Cam, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Just drawing blue cat and chugs with the theme of furtive for the day. Let's do the bowler cap. Cool. Yeah, man, doing well. Appreciate you stopping by, because I want to give a shout out to artists who stopped by. Yo Cam is a very, very, very talented artist. And I've seen your murals, man. You're getting so good. Like, it's awesome to see. I'm not on Instagram a lot, but I always like to catch up. Cool. Nice little bowler cap. Let's see if, when we color it, we'll add some detail to it. Yeah, to kind of repeat what Taimo said, Luck of the Draw combines Webster's Word of the Day with characters from the Cool Cats universe. And I roll a d20, and there's like a bunch of combinations of what they can be. So today we rolled a 14, which means it's Blue Cat and Chugs, which was funny because those are the main characters, and it's just funny that that was the first one. Ooh, pinned message. Nice. That's a good idea. But yeah, and then today's word was furtive. So yeah, it was Destiny Elu. I know, it was like, and it was furtive, which had the obvious pun in it. It's like the universe was trying to say, you know, this is a good idea. Because I think with any artist, you know, actually just anyone can relate to this, but it's so hard starting with a blank page and kind of having anything be an option for what to draw. So it really helps when you give yourself, like, you force yourself to like draw something specific. Oh man, I almost got this. And that's why I really wanted to do Luck of the Draw. And I get to draw the cool cat characters, which I think is really important. Because I know at one point I was drawing like Pokemon characters. It's like, that's cool, but everyone's doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna be warming up to social media again, Cam. I just honestly needed a break from it. It was just a lot. And it felt so good to disconnect. But now that I'm streaming, we're definitely like, I'm going to be promoting the stream, posting when I draw, and then obviously making clips of certain things. Kind of get that wheel churning again. But yeah, social media has just been so weird lately. I think we can all agree. Let's see, this needs to be more like that. It's also tough to just keep up with the algorithms. You know, I feel like there's always like something new to learn about. Oh, the algorithm does this now. But I love Twitch because it's just a chance to like interact with people as you do your craft. It's cool. Nice. Chugs is kind of looking like the KFC guy. Let's give him a bolo tie. Yeah, watch it. Now he's the Colonel. It's the mustache. I'll draw that there. Chugnell Sanders, yeah, exactly. You started streaming yourself? Oh, no way, dude. I need to check that out. I didn't know you were streaming. Yeah, like, just feels like such an obvious path sometimes. It's like, it's not for everyone streaming, because, like, it's not just about drawing live. It's like you have to be, like, on as you're streaming. So it's, like, kind of tough when you're, you know, being creative, but it's such a nice way to connect with people. And it'd be cool to do, like I definitely through this want to find more artists who are streaming on Twitch and just find that way of like doing collab streams or something. I don't know. It's tough. Collabing in general is tough, but I'd love to find a way to make that work on stream, you know? Cool. Okay. Yeah, doing art, gaming, and starting a podcast. Nice. Yeah, the gaming side of things is something I've been debating. It's definitely a great way to get more like stream hours, which is one aspect of it that I like. But I really want to do some gaming on stream. I'm just keeping it to art for now. I'm like gonna gradually upgrade over time, is I guess the idea. Cool. I like that. All right. So now that the line work is done, I can hide the sketch. That little hat on Chugs is so big. If you're looking for another stream artist, you should link up with Fortinet. Fortinet. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. I will look that up though. Because I am trying to find more artists who stream. It's like back in when I first started streaming, like basically 5 years ago, when I wanted to. The main reason was because I just feel like the art category isn't big enough on Twitch, and it's mostly a lot of the same kind of work or art, I guess, on Twitch. And so I wanted to bring that cartoon flair to it. I know there's some people to do it. But it's also tough to draw for long hours, at least for me. But I figured this, like this little segment would be nice because I could start with the drawing and come over here. Yeah, dude, I'll definitely join you. We can talk offline, but yeah, it'd be fun. Get that little artist community formed. Okay, so now we color. And this is truly the relaxing part, because, you know, this is another thing I need to do. Once I get to like this stage of the drawing, I should just like export it and send it to people so that they can color it in too. I know some people get a lot of joy out of coloring. I know I do. Although I used to literally manually color in everything. But I definitely I do this where I sort of outline again. And then I take the paint bucket and I don't just click once because there's like a line. You click twice and then it like fully does it. Yes, Gib coloring book. That's what I think. We'll as we're doing a lot of these, I'll just like can put aside all of the just outline drawings since they're just on one layer. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And I'd love to see how people color it, because coloring alone can really upgrade a drawing with all the shading and stuff, and it'll just be fun to see what people do with it. Oh, I guess that's all the blue that's on Blue Cat, because he is covered up for the most part. Alright, switch over to Chugs. I used to also be so in depth with my coloring where I'd like separate each color onto its own layer, which has a lot of upsides to doing that, but it takes so much time. I just like painting on one layer. And it truly feels more like painting that way. Sometimes it's hard to see what I'm coloring with chugs. I'll a lot of the time I'll take the background color like this and I'll just like add a color overlay. Although blue is not going to work in this situation because of blue cat, so let's just like shift it to like usually go for a red, pink red sort of thing. A color me stream? Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, definitely that'd be cool to do. Alright. Although I need to name my layer. So then we have to do a lot of dark colors. Because they're all, you know, Sherlock just wears mostly black. All right, let's do that. I feel like Blue Cat can use that for his pants. Also, when I color, I love to try to use the least amount of colors as possible in a drawing. Okay, and then we'll take a darker color. For the pea coat. Cool. All right, and then a really even darker color, or is that the same color? Close. Actually, I will just, if it's close to the same color, I'll just use the same color. But there's a chance his boots could be even darker. I want to add some shine to them. Yeah, that looks good. And then I guess like I have to pick like a navy here. Actually, I got an idea. Sometimes, because I'm not the best at choosing colors, I'll choose a color with kind of the same like value, and then I'll bring it to the blue I want, kind of like drag it. I'm looking for a navy color. It's sort of like within the same color range. Cool, that looks good, right? Cool. And I'm just gonna give him a white shirt underneath. And then for Chugs' mustache, let's do like a gray, like a light gray. And then for like the actual magnifying glass, I want to choose like a darker gold. These are definitely the colors I struggle with. Just like a tiny bit of, oh, I gotta put that over there. I'll see you later, JL. Thank you so much for hanging. I'm excited for next stream as well. It's gonna be a little bit different. And then, okay, might as well color this in with the Chugs color. And then we'll lighten it up to kind of give it that magnified look. But I'm gonna take this color, finish it down here. Okay. Oh, and then we got the pipe. And then we got the pipe. Okay. I could go with another gray here. I'm just like, I feel like it's so many darker colors. But I feel like I could go with dark. Or I could go with a wooden pipe. Let's do that. Let's see. And then for the bubbles, I'm going to take Blue Cat's color here and just like go even lighter. Okay, so I think that accounts for everything for Blue Cat and Chugs here. And now we're going to add some of like the shading to make this a little bit more interesting. And now that I see the white on his shirt, I think I'm just gonna make it black. Am I selected on something? There we go. Yeah, I didn't like those little, like, it's not a lot of white in the first place. Okay, so we're gonna take this and make a mask of it. So first we're going to start with all of the shadows, which I essentially just use black, and then I put it to like a hard light blending mode at like 20% opacity. And this is kind of my favorite part because it really brings out the colors and everything. Usually just kind of, yeah, cool. Let me get a little bit closer here. Where's my mouse? There we go. Okay. Oh, I did forget his buttons. There we go. I knew something was missing, and there actually should be more buttons. Let me do that, actually. I knew something was missing. Yeah, perfect. I'll color them in. Okay, back to the shadows. Hey Cam, I really appreciate you coming by. We'll definitely stay in contact. It's been a long time, and for anyone who didn't know, Cam and I used to know each other really well when I lived in Atlanta. And I actually would love to connect with a lot of the Atlanta crew again. I used to do something called Free Art Friday, which is like you essentially like make a physical thing. Oh, whoops. Oh, dang. I accidentally clicked Command Z. You make a physical thing and then you go hide it somewhere. You take a picture of it with like some sort of landmark behind it. And then people online just go find it. And it was just a fun way to like create, get art out there into people's hands, put some excitement around it. And then also get your name out there. Because some people just loved the hunt. They had no idea who you were. But they just wanted to find the thing, you know? Erase that overlap. Let's see. Sometimes I get going and I do a bunch of overlap stuff and forget to go back and erase it. Okay. And I want to make sure everything's centered as well. Cool. Let's see, where else would there be? Maybe a shadow in there. Oh man, again. All right, I just need to zoom out a little bit. There we go. Now, nothing will get cut off. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Anyone viewing on YouTube, now I see that YouTube comment. How is the viewing experience on YouTube? I've been trying to do more research on like YouTube Live because obviously there's a big audience there. I've just been such a Twitch stan, if you will. That's all I know. YouTube looks good? Cool. Cool. Good to hear. Alright, blue is looking pretty good. And now time for Chugs. Chugs needs a lot of shadow work. Like the whole half of his body. Yeah, Tymo. every time I do the shadows. That's why I was saying with the coloring book. Like, I'm pretty decent at adding shadows, but I do a very basic level of adding shadows. Like, there's so much more I could do. And so, like, the coloring book would be interesting because there are some people who are so good at shadows and highlights that I'd love to see how they take a 2D, like a very flat image, and like actually make it pop, make it actually look 3D. Okay, we'll do a little bit of that, and then we have to go back in and, oh, actually, a little bit of shadow right there. Yeah, all right, Chug's looking good. Let's go back and erase some of the overlap. Hey, I think the subscriptions are rolling in late again. It's funny. Where else did I have some overlap? Right. Cool. All right, that's looking good. And then let's add some highlights. And for highlights, I pretty much, similar to the shadows, I take, instead of black, I take white. Instead of hard light, I do overlay as a blending mode. And I think I put this at, sometimes I'll start with like the full opacity and then I'll reduce it. So like we can start with it would never shine like that, but I think it's cartoony and fun. So we're gonna do it. And then I'll make that. Cool. That definitely looks more like a magnifying glass now. Although, this is a case where you take the outline that's in there. You don't have to do this, but I separate the layer. I take just the eye part, what's on the magnifying glass, and I put it under the highlight, although that did nothing. Funny enough. Maybe it's because I'm using overlay. Okay. So if I don't use overlay, and now that's a perfect white. Oh. Oh. I have some masking issues right now. There we go. Alright, and so let's take that. Yeah, so if I just make it a perfect, just normal white, and then drop the opacity to like 50, now the like eye kind of has that look to it. Although, I'm not really sure if I like it or not. We'll come back to that. So back to the highlights, using white. I just like to, you can almost never see it on Chugs, but I just like to add just a little bit of highlight here and there. Just adds a nice little look to it. And I've been doing this other thing, which is something you learn in art school when you're drawing, doing a live drawing. And I remember drawing an apple. And when you do shading on the back side of it, there's actually light. Or you can kind of see it on my face, actually. There's like light reflecting in. So I'll put a little bit of light there, and it just adds even more of a pop to it. Just a little thing. You don't have to put it everywhere, but I do like doing it in some areas. So then let's do blue cat. I'll leave both of them on screen. I'm gonna do that same thing. I'm gonna add just like a tiny bit of white on the back side. And I just feel like it really elevates the look. Get rid of that. And then add another one. And again, you don't need it everywhere. It definitely adds just that little bit of pop to it. But let's put the highlight where we actually need the highlight now. Thank you, Crypto. It's just different talents. If I'm going to comment on that. It's just different talents. But I appreciate it. I do. Ooh, I love adding highlights. God, it just makes it pop. Check out this knee. Check out Blue Cat's knee. Woo! Now it's shining. Check out the edge of this coat. Now it's shining. And then we'll add it over here. Man, you can really go overboard with it, but I love it. Let's just keep adding it. Screw it. This is a shiny coat. All the billions. Brother. Okay, I think I got it all. Feeling a little crazy there. Oh wait, I didn't get the scarf. Shiny. Yeah. Ah, there you go, Jeej. He's rocking that shiny coat. Okay. It doesn't even shine there. Okay, wait. Before I consider this, oh, the bubbles. The bubbles definitely need, like, I know you can barely see it, but it does make a difference. And then I'm like, as much as I love Chugs's, let me just see here. As much as I love that shine, it's a weird type of shine. Whereas, kind of makes more sense to stay cohesive and do that. Draw. Oh, that's not listed. Okay. Yeah, that mustache wax. It's like, does Blue Cat need a mouth? I could try. I'm gonna try because I'm curious. But I just feel like he just doesn't. Give him lips. Oh, actually, that might work, as silly as that is. Let's try that again. Let's give him... I'm gonna go really overboard with these lips. That might be all I need. And then just like... Actually, that... Huh. Yeah, the little mouth. This one's a little different now, Tymo, than maybe what you're commenting on. But that little... Let's try to have the lower one again. Like, that looks weird, but that looks better. Yeah, I like just the top lip. That's funny. I would have never thought that that's how I should do it. Okay. I think I consider this done at this point. So let's turn this back to white. Oh, that's not white. That's transparent. All right. And we got good drawing today, actually. That's looking pretty sick. Yeah, Link came back to the completed art. Yeah. Actually really happy with that, how that turned out. I'm going to save this, but just for the stream purposes. Duplicate. All right, I'm going to bring this down a little bit. fill up the screen. Yeah, there we go. I guess the last thing I could do is add shadows, but I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. That was a solid stream. Cool to see that. Let's say I started 15 minutes. This took about 2 hours, which is cool. With some brainstorming, some transitioning. We had some fire alarms happen. My pen stopped working. So many shadow wolves trying to get in the way of this being completed. But so we rolled the dice. We got a 14, which is Blue Cat and Chugs, which just like could not have worked out any better. And then checked out the word of the day, which is furtive, which is doing something sly. And so I think we kind of went in the way of Sherlock and Watson. The only thing missing is the sound of an alarm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're investigating who pulled the fire alarm. It's so funny. So this was fun. So we're gonna keep doing these every Tuesday. You know, things can definitely change, but I would let you know, if anyone's watching. Definitely would let you know. But this is sort of the Tuesday thing. And then for Artie's workshop, kind of exactly what it sounds like. It's a workshop stream. And it's kind of open-ended on what that can be. But I think the theme is productivity, kind of like a workshop. Did I say sly? Yes, I did. And so, yeah, I'm excited to do, lost my train of thought. Artie's workshop. It's gonna be a little different. I'm definitely gonna be streaming, but I think it's gonna be a lot more talking and discussing. And there were definitely some questions that came in today that I purposely didn't answer because I was like, this will probably be better for the Artie's workshop stream. It's definitely getting our thoughts out there, brainstorming, drawing them. It's much more like a workshop, blueprint, schematic, like kind of how Artie works. And then these streams are what it was today. And then I think, my plan is to start off with just these 2 streams every week, kind of see how I feel, get back into the flow of it, and see what platforms work. I think we just got a lot of data on who was where, the uptime, the viewer count on different platforms. So that'll be really useful information. And Stubby, just so you know, there is a stream 2 days from now. So there'll always be 2 streams every week. And I'm really excited about that. And then hopefully there might be some like spontaneous streams that happen, and some of them I want to just show up with a blank page and only draw right-handed every time, and just like do little funny doodles and then scan them all in and make them emotes. So I appreciate everyone coming by today. This was a lot of fun. I was genuinely really looking forward to doing this again. It's fun to do. It also helps me as an illustrator, and it forces me to draw. Made a completed drawing today. Just feels good in general, and I want to be doing more of that. Haven't checked out social media yet. I do hope some of you drew along with me, whether it was exactly this or your interpretation of Furtive with Blue Cat and Chugs. So a lot of fun. And I will catch you guys on the next stream. See you later.